I should have really.
No, doesn't matter now.
All good. Done it already. G'day, guys, and welcome to the Centre Bounce for a 5:32 live stream drive home. Not quite 5:30, 5:32. Hope you're doing well. G'day, Big J. Hope you're doing well, man.
Oh, mate, I'm all right. I kind of thought about this like when I was making the slides for the show tonight, the thumbnail, everything. It's round 15. I reckon we've had probably, 25 of these shows for this season already? Mate, like, this year's gone bananas, Joe.
Yeah. It's gone quick, that's for sure. It's gone quick and slow at the same time. So
I guess
a lot of ups and downs, but you know, we're almost there. We've only got most people maybe only have maybe one upgrade left for their team, maybe two, but for all intents and purposes, the end is in sight. And then moving on forward, it's just, I suppose, managing the injuries and making sure that, you know, you don't have a dead player.
Well, yeah, and a lot of it as well, like captain's management, who you pick for your vice captain and captain, is really important throughout the normal season, but it can be a huge difference maker, towards the end of the season. If I've got 22 primos on my field, hopefully, could be the difference between you getting like a 2,500 and a 2,700. I don't know if this year's going to see as much scoring as what we've seen in previous years, but mate, it's going to be some bananas scores after next week. I tell you what.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we're going to finally have a full selection of players that you can do VC, that you can have VCs and Cs from. We're going to start having, 22 premium scores on at the same time, as opposed to, 18 at best. So, yeah, it's going to be onwards and upwards. I think from here on out, we're going to start to see the top maybe consolidate. And hopefully those who have a bit of good injury luck might not have necessarily the best depth on the bench, but hey, if they can make up for it with great players on the field, you never know. It's still possible to catch up to the guys on the top. So
that's how Abs got to fourth place when he got fourth place, and that's how he's been doing so well now. Is his bench is dog shit, but I think even the year that he got fourth, he had a donut for like 5 weeks. So
yeah.
It just comes down to, bench doesn't matter as much as if you've got, no Tom Green and a bunch of other spuds, you're doing all right.
Or you can have no bench and Tom Green.
Yep.
All right. Velo, g'day, guys. I am debating between trading in Cripps with 143k in the bank or Ridley moving day cost to the mids with 131k in the bank. Thoughts?
I like the second one. I think this year, especially last year, we were very blessed by having, a really good, probably top, let's say 7 mids that you could pencil in and say, cool, no worries. Whereas now we're getting all these top mids who, maybe there's a top 4. You could probably say Bont. I don't even know about Zach Merritt on the ride home, comparing on how many tags he's going to have and the rest of the team. But you can probably say a Bont, a Sarong, probably 2 other players who I'm thinking of, and then that's it. So if you can throw a Nick Dacos in there and get an ultra-consistent defender who's going to be averaging probably, you'd think, a 115 plus from here on, to get that player at 560-odd K is phenomenal. So, yeah, it's something that I've been toying around with doing in my team. I'm really upset I can't get a forward and a defender this week, but Ridley is definitely in my plans, and throwing a Nick Martin or a Nick Dacos into the into the midfield, I think is the way to go.
Yeah,
because Dacos should be 120, grab a defender that's averaging better, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like definitely like Rids. Definitely think also the fact is, on top of that, Essendon have the best run home when it comes to designated kickers. Let me just present the screen yet again. If you haven't seen that video, guys, it is a video where we talk about the run home and who has the best runs home. And if we go to a trusted DFS, and then we filter by general defenders, was it? Who has the best? Who has the best run home? What's happened? It's changed all of a sudden. What's happened? It used to be Essendon, and now all of a sudden the website has changed, and Essendon is no longer the best. It's now the second best. But
well, at the very least, Ridley coming back, and we haven't really seen a Ridley in a proper defense. Someone who, like, somewhere where he's actually got people that can take, you know, the number one, number two key defenders, and he can roam around. We've always seen spurts of it, but you look at the last three scores, what, a 136, a 111, and then like a 150 on debut. Like,
yep.
Boy's on fire. Barring injury, which I think is probably the case for everybody, barring injury, this guy could work his way into being top 6 defender already. And to pick him up at 560k, like, mate, make it happen if you can. Go ultra pod in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I love Rids. Rids is the man. G'day, Shawnee. Hope you're doing well, man. Lizard Man 22. Hey guys, I have to bring a less than 125k mid rookie this week. Thoughts on Kynan Brown, who is debuting this week?
Can you go back to archive on Fan Footy Joe and have a look at him in the preseason? Because I'm pretty sure he played in the preseason and then kind of disappeared.
Not a lot though. I don't think he didn't play.
I thought he did all right. Played a full game from memory.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure.
Was it a full game? Let's have a look.
I think so.
Kynan Brown. Here he is. Kynan Brown. He had 33%.
Oh, okay.
No, he had 12% time on ground.
Okay. All right then.
And scored 33 points. So
the ratio is at least good.
The ratio is great. He was only for 12% of the time.
Yeah.
Had 9 disposals. Was it 9 disposals? No, he had 3 disposals and 1 mark and a behind.
That's pretty good for 30 points. How does that make 30 points?
Super coach. Sorry, it's 6 points. What am I reading? What is that 33? That 33 is disposal efficiency. My bad. He was on the ground for 12% of the time of the game to score 6 super coach points.
Guys, remember we do the hard work, so you guys don't have to. That just
far out. Reading this was a lot of hard work. I don't know what it is. Too much on the screen at one point in time. But look, is he gonna be the world's best scorer? Absolutely not. He's not. He's a small forward who looks really good.
Does he have stats on DFS for this season? Because I'm pretty sure he's been playing.
Yeah. Let's go. Kynan Brown. Oh, look, he's a player. He's a player. I'll give him that much.
There was a funny picture on Twitter today saying if Ben Brown is named this week, can like it be the first game that father and a son plays together? Because he looks a bit of a image of Ben, but even the hair, Joe.
All right, VFL. He's played just about every week in the VFL, which is really good. 16 disposals. 18 disposals, 16 disposals, 14 disposals, 17, 20, 23, 22, 11. He's taken some marks every week. He's got some tackles, 10 tackles in this game. Bloody hell. Not too bad. Yeah, look, he's a player. We'll give you that. He's a player. I've got him in. Personally, I've got him in.
Yeah, I've got him in as well. Just looking at those kind of stats and position and whatnot, there was some real talk about Cozzy Pickett taking more midfield time now that Petrarca's out for the season, and it would make sense to replace kind of what he would have done in the forward line with a player like Brown in the forward line. So, yeah, you probably bring him in and you're not thinking, hey, I've got another dud here.
Yeah, so happy to bring him in. At least a warm body who's playing this week.
Yeah.
Will he be the sub? Look, for all intents and purposes, I reckon he might very and truly be the sub. Who knows? He basically was used as the sub in the preseason, having only played 12% game time. So, yeah, look, he might be the sub this week, but hey, it's best 18. Hopefully, if he performs well, he gets another gig. He's a type of player that they probably need to play more of, especially if they've got Cozzy Pickett around the ball. Their smalls outside of Cozzy Pickett are pretty limited. So I think, it's best for him to get some consistent game time if he shows what he's got. And from the eye test, he's a good-looking player. I got to give him that. He looks really good. So happy to bring him into my team.
The DPP is good enough on itself, really. So
Correct. G'day, Jack. How's it going, man? I got in McKay and Salem as my D6 and F6 with 255k left over and one more spot to fill in my defense with 4 trades left. Ooh, very nice. Very, very nice.
You're probably going one up one down.
Cheers, Tally. It's been a good week thus far. Hopefully yours has been good too, man.
I really feel for the people that those people, we don't like to say people get kissed, but those people that brought Lee Collier in, unfortunately Sam Taylor's done something that's not mentionable without getting demonetized on YouTube. But yeah, Lee Collier is actually going to turn into a decent enough rookie, Joe, for the rest of the season.
He had a rupture. You can say that, right?
Yeah, that's fair. He ruptured something.
It was a hard ball get that blew up in his face. So
banana split, Jack.
Banana split. No, thoughts and prayers. That's not a joking matter. Thoughts and prayers with him. Just coming off a big contract as well. Obviously, really exciting. One of the best key defender in the league. The Giants already have it pretty tough in terms of their form at the moment. And the last thing they needed was having Taylor go down as well. So hopefully he can recover well. It's not a promising thing. We've had a few people in the league, a few legends in the league go through some testicular problems themselves. Obviously, you would know. You had Cunningham, right? Was it
Cunnington?
Cunnington, sorry. You had Cunnington. As soon as I said it, I'm like, Cunningham? That doesn't sound right. You had Cunnington. Obviously, there was Doherty. There was Doherty from Carlton as well. So, fingers crossed that it all works out for him.
Yeah, definitely.
Michael Caulfield says, "Hi, guys. Zach Hitman Butters gives me 18. Otherwise, it was a donut. Got to love the tribunal."
And the luckiest thing this week, talking about best 18, like going into the preseason, going into the second round of bye rounds, we were talking a lot about potentially not even having 18. And yes, some people are going to have primos out, but we're blessed this week. Like we've got Brown, potentially we've got Warner, and then Max Gruinski from GWS is apparently playing as well this week as a team rookie. So, yeah, we could end up being blessed with actually having some cover and some downgrade options for the likes of Sullivan, Harrison, like I've got Joe, and even Freeja. Starting on Monday, I thought I would not be able to field 18, and I think now I'm fielding 21 or 22. So, yeah, not doing too bad.
The problem with Grozowski is that he's a 123k rookie in the forward line. He's only got forward eligibility is the problem with Max.
Yeah, that sucks.
So there's no DPP there. And I sort of already had that trouble with freaking what's his face with McNeil. So it just feels like a McNeil situation all over again.
Biggie Newen again, and I've got Hutchinson there as well. So kind of sucks.
Yep, exactly. Michael says outs Fraser, Campbell, and Steele, ins Brown, Curnow, and Merritt. Thoughts? I love it.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. We've said it on Monday. We've said it off stream. We've said it everywhere. The upgrades you're bringing now are really dependent on the matchups. That's all it is. Forget, they're from a strong team, they're a good player, blah, blah, blah. It's all matchups dependent. And if you've got some time, there's plenty of articles and whatnot talking about which teams go and tag and stuff. And GWS have got another tagger. Matt De Boer's left, Bedford's in. So there's another team that tags, and it's almost like a minefield, Joe. You've got to dodge all these things. The best player might not be the best player. He just might have the best run home.
All I can say is that the best news that I've seen so far, Josh Gablish says LDU passed the fitness test at Arden Street. Will face Melbourne on Saturday night. Let's go. LDU escapes. Oh,
I'm so sad. I'm so sad about LDU because I think I'm about 5K off being able to own him and Ridley this week. And it would have made my season being able to bring both of those pods in on fire, just playing really well. And, I said it on Twitter this week, but it's money management. It's the difference between me having shit Dowling and good show and maker. Is the difference between me being able to do what I want to do this week in Supercoach and having to flounder around and try and figure out what I'm doing. So it's a bit sad.
Mate, I'm so happy about the news. I'm going to make him my VC this week.
Well, against a half-depleted Melbourne team, why not,
Why not? Good evening, Maltesing. Want to hold on to trades. Sorry, what was that? What were you saying?
North could win.
Exactly. Get around him. Maltesing wants to hold on to trades, but looks like an impossibility. If I do 3, then I only have 4 left. We'll have a team of 20. If I only do 1, but team not looking good, going for league win.
Make sure, I always tell people, pray there's no injuries and finish a team and be happy with your finished team of 22. Don't hold trades in the hope that you'll have to use them and spend them. Make your team the best team you can make and then go from there. That's what we got to do at this point. Yeah. If you don't like players, if you want to get guys in, make sure you've got a full team, make sure you're happy, and then really go from there. Otherwise, you're going to struggle. Like, there's no point holding, my team's average, but I've got 4 trades. And then, cool, round 19, 20, 23, there's an injury. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it. Yeah. Balls to the wall in the second half of the season.
Yeah, don't tell that to Sam Taylor. Don't tell that to Sam Taylor. He'll take it literally. Lizard Man, I have a full primo team next week. If you count Sexton as a premium.
No. Sexton, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens, but Sexton in no way is a primo. And you probably need to get, depending on what his break-even is, if his break-even is 60 or above, you probably have to get rid of Sexton this week. Powell is back. Hardwick said that Powell is playing 100%. Sexton will probably play, but I really doubt that he gets halfback minutes, and Sexton's probably going to get relegated to either bench cover or like a forward line position, depending on their makeup. So we saw it before when they both played, and it was partly why Sexton got kicked out of the team. I really doubt that we're going to get something like that again. Like with Sexton playing the back line and then Powell playing, because Powell doesn't play anywhere else. That's the big thing as well. Like, this guy's an elite player in the back line.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. Hello, gents. Happy Thursday. I'm home recovering from surgery, so no pub today. It's all about Supercoach. I'm here for the ride. Cheers. Oh, man. Hopefully your surgery went well, Charles. Speedy recovery, brother. Speedy recovery, man. Hope you enjoy the ride tonight. Unbranded. Hello, Unbranded. Velo says he is thinking the same as Big J, and he is going to bring in Zorko and Hutchinson. Get Zorko. Zorko is top 6 forward. Sure.
Yeah, I would probably bring Kynan Brown in instead of Hutchinson, to be honest. I don't know. I think I kind of messed up a couple of weeks ago and got Hutchinson in. I mean, I needed 18, so that was okay in itself. But the DPP from a Brown instead of a Hutchinson, even if Brown doesn't play again, just being able to swap players around, I found earlier on in the season, the DPP was fantastic. And you're going to find in the second half of the season that the DPP is going to be even more important. Being able to swing like a Zorko to the forward line, or even your rookies around without having to spend a trade is going to be the difference between you having a donut and potentially 60, 70, 80 points that week as coverage for a 1 week injury. So yeah, it makes a big difference.
Oh my God. I just saw this article. In the West Australian. Fremantle Dockers coach Justin Longmuir calls out players for chasing stats. It lost. Who do you think we're talking about? Chasing stats.
Well, they don't chase the stats. They just do it in the back line. Their forward line doesn't get stats. So maybe he was a bit confused.
Mates, AFL coach accuses his players of chasing stats. I love it. And the degenerate scoring of freaking Luke Peroxide Prince Ryan. That is amazing.
I love the fact from now on, take it to the bank, clip this if you guys want. I am probably going to play Luke Ryan till he retires now. Let's say for these next 3 years, barring injury, of course. So, yeah, this guy's a freak. Just start him in your teams and just enjoy. Like, I'm trying to think of another player, what it's like, where they just get it's like Max Gawn. He's the Max Gawn of the back line. He just scores when the ball's there. Like, yeah, he's just a really good player.
Fair enough. Oh, mate, Trav, thank you so much, bro. You're an absolute legend, man. Honestly, you don't have to shower us with so much generosity all the time. You're an absolute legend. I have a full team. Should I bring in McCluggage? Is it a full team getting McCluggage?
It really depends, Trav, on how many trades you've got left, how much money you've got left, and what your coverage is like. Now, if McCluggage had DPP, I would be a lot more inclined to do it because it covers both positions on field. That's why I'm somewhat advocating if people want to grab a McKercher, I understand, because he's at least got coverage across positions, that kind of thing, right? To only grab like a pure midfielder, I don't know. And if Ashcroft is coming back in 2 weeks, that's what it's sounding like, potentially not this week, but next week. I wonder if that's really going to hurt the midfield makeup. Maybe it's better for McCluggage, maybe it's worse, but I don't think we're going to see a 160, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, it's not going to happen. Which one are you going to get? Are you going to get the 160 McCluggage, or are you going to get the 88 McCluggage, or the 74?
Oh, it's probably going to be less. It could be less.
Like you just don't know what you're going to get on a regular basis. I don't think his upper echelon of midfielders. He's never has been. His best averaging season before now was 103.4, and that is just simply not good enough if you want to have him a really precious midfield slot. Even as a 23rd, I probably wouldn't spend. What's his currently priced at?
I think he's just under 500.
Yeah, it's not even like it's true value. At around 500k. Like if you want someone who could be real value, where is he? There's this guy called Connor Rosé who has 400, costs just over 400k, and after this week is going to be under 400k, and that's a steal. Getting someone like Rosé for under $400,000 is ridiculous. So, if you're looking for real value premium on the bench as a cover, then I reckon you go Rosé. If you're in that position to do so. Legend please, Pitane, take the rest of the season off. What? Because you've got have you got De Conning legend? Oh, well, maybe take the rest of his career off.
Well, that's it,
good.
right? There's a few questions around a Pitnet at the moment. I think he's like 29, and it's a tough year to be a ruckman because there's a few teams that are potentially looking for them. But I wonder if he's not good enough to get picked up by another team. There's some people talking about today, hey, maybe we'll try and poach a Ned Moyle. I've heard Riley O'Brien's going to another club and going to be really good. And, yeah, going to be interesting to see what happens with a Pitnet. Joe, hypothetically, Pitnet wants to leave. Who's going to take him as like a main ruckman?
Geelong.
I have heard that they're going after a Riley O'Brien.
Oh, good for them. Good for them.
Yeah.
That would be a great pickup for him, Riley O'Brien to the Cats.
Mm. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Like the last.
Darcy.
Well, that's it. Like if they can't get Darcy, they've got to go to someone else. Conway's obviously not the answer at the moment.
No, not at the moment. G'day, Kai. How's it going, man? I'm currently needing to choose between Max Holmes, Houston, Ridley, and grabbing a McKercher Hollands Pickett for 23rd premium this week, dumping Steele, Harrison, and Sullivan.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Houston, Ridley. Look, of those three, I like McKercher the most of the second three as a 23rd. And then of the first three, it's between Houston.
You really
and
just hope he's off his injury. That's the big thing.
Well, I could have sworn I read somewhere that McKercher could be a chance to play this week.
Yeah. Like it's going to be interesting what happens with North Melbourne's defensive makeup, because Griffin Logue's only like 2 weeks away as well. So what happens with a Griffin Logue plus like a McKercher and some other people? It's going to be a tricky one.
Yeah, I mean, I've just got it here.
Who gets kicked out? Who doesn't get kicked out? I think that Callan Dawson moves. Sheasel moves. Darcy Tucker moves. Like, controversial week for Supercoach this week.
Yeah, see, I mean, North Melbourne confirmed that Kobe McKercher and Griffin Logue set to return on the weekend. So, if he has a good game or 2 games, then it's possible that we could see McKercher maybe as early as next week potentially, because you're better with him in the side. Great developments. If he's fit and healthy,
it might be this week. Could be this week.
Might be correct. Set to return this weekend. So
yeah,
if he plays,
I've heard Logue's gonna play VFL. That's the story at the moment. But McKercher potentially seniors.
It's a great result.
The problem with McKercher, Joey. The problem with McKercher is the fact that he's got such a low break even. That was partly the reason why a lot of people were going to hold him. But the problem with McKercher is there's such low break even that if you don't pick him up this week and he plays, he almost becomes unobtainable or no value.
Bloody hell. I would love for him to play next week, and then I can trade him in next week. Unless I don't know. It's causing a little bit of a headache. But we'll see. But of those, I do like McKercher the best out of those 3 cheaper ones. And then it's really between Houston and Ridley, whichever one you prefer more. I like Rids personally. Intercepting defender. Great run home for halfbacks for Essendon on the run home. It doesn't leave Melbourne all season until the last round of the season when we have to go to Brisbane. So there's a lot of factors pointing to Ridley, I think, for me. So I like Ridley and McKercher for your 2 options. Kynan Brown finally playing about time. Yeah, look, I love him as a player. He looked really good to the eye, legend. When I saw him in the preseason, I really hope he gets a good crack at it this year. Fan Footy's how I do my game reviews. Yeah, look, it's a great website. It's a great website. Monty does a lot of good things here, keeping track of everything. JT, hey lads, best way to start the night. Oh, cheers, JT. Much love, bro. Who would you take as your last primo spot? Day M8, Ridley D6, Yo M8 D6 or Dunks M8. Kircher will be the 23rd. Kircher's the 23rd. Is he in the midfield or in the back line? It would be great if Kircher is in the midfield as the 23rd. Then I reckon you can get someone like a Rids, because I'm sure you would have Dacos in your back line already. So I like Rids at D6 for me, JT. Teams pending. I've got 21 this week. Sick. Team is complete with 5 trades. Well done, Michael. Kynan Brown says that Kai Broom is saying that Kynan Brown averages 72 fantasy. So probably will be like a 50 to 60 guy. Well, if we get 50s and 60s out of Kynan Brown on the bench, then it's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad.
Brown will most likely be the sub. I agree. Tally Beaver, is McKercher at D6 okay? Would save me a trade if he is. If not, can you please suggest one of the following options for my final primo to trade in either this week or next? From the following options: Holmes, Sinclair, Houston, Chris.
the entire back line. I don't mind Crisp. I think Houston's good. Salem's really good too if you want someone that's cheap. He's basically the closest one to McKercher's score that I would bring in.
Bloody hell, Tally Beaver. Come on, bro. You can't just freaking just unload on us like almost every name on Supercoach. Like, pick one. Tell me which one.
Why not, Joe?
Because we do the hard work, I guess. What he said. What are your thoughts on Cozzy as an F6, asks Freddie's Supercoach?
It's interesting, but I think I think there's better options. I don't think the guy scores enough that, I don't think he's going to score enough.
He's a thug. He's a thug. You never know when this guy's going to get suspended. He'll get suspended. He's never averaged great in his career. He had 83% CBAs for a 94, but he had 74% CBAs the other week for a 74. So just because he gets the CBAs doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to go crazy. Is it enough? The scoring that he's giving, is it enough? When he has 50% plus CBAs, well, that's not 50%, maybe it's too high. Maybe 30% plus. If he has over 30% of CBAs, he's averaging still 76.2. So even then, it's not amazing, to be honest.
One that I'm looking at as a potential option, if you want to be a bit cheeky, is wait probably next week and see what happens with Horn Francis, because currently he's sitting at 30% forward eligibility. So he could end up being a decent like mid-forward option. Remember, round 18 is when the next lot of players come through. So, yeah, it's not terrible.
I almost feel disgusting suggesting this as a potential left-wing selection. But Judas has been playing all right. He's getting CBAs because of his ruck contests.
Yeah.
He's hitting the scoreboard. Yeah, he's decent in the ruck. He's hitting the scoreboard on a weekly basis. He's taken marks around the ground, and he's getting some disposals. Is it psycho? Look, or maybe a little bit. But there are worse selections out there than Joey Danaher, right? Than Judas Danaher. What's he cost? Danaher. He is 490k. So he's sub 500k. He could be a pod. If you want a pod, he could be a pod. And he's dished out some decent games. Let's see. What's Brisbane's run like for a key forward? Brisbane's run is pretty shit. Good to know. Why? Poor Adelaide this week. He can do all right. Melbourne, he can do all right.
Too many key defenders.
But he's also in the rucks. So what's it like for rucks?
Well,
let's have a look at.
If you talk about rucks, it's an interesting situation because there's one certain.
It's still
Jordan Sweet, and Soldo that's not playing this week. So yeah, Danaher could be okay.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Soldo's out this week. It's confirmed.
Soldo's out this week.
Yeah.
He's so shit. G Money, you guys reckon Salem gets more time in mid to cover Petrarca?
Yep, 100%. I think he's done it before. I think he's going to cover that. He's going to cover what would have been like a Brayshaw type situation. Yeah, I think Salem takes more mid, and it probably means that Max Holmes, not Max Holmes, who's the Howes? Ben Howes? Sorry, I've just got to figure it out. Gets a bit more time as well. So, yeah, he's probably locked his spot now that Petrarca's out.
Do we like him in the midfield, though? Maybe. He could get more tackles that way.
Yeah, Blake House, sorry. Yeah.
Fair enough. Hold your ghost with the 5. Thank you so much. Hold your ghost.
What's up? Look.
Can't the Pies. What a win on the weekend. Sorry, Big J. # flag pies.
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. If you had said to me at the start of round 14, North Melbourne is going to be 1 point away from last year's premiers, then cool. So it's a hard loss. At least we've shown that we can do it. And against probably a team that I don't think I could pick a team in the AFL that would have been able to do what the Pies had done. Just from the amount of the amount of times that the Magpies came back last year from 3 quarters down. Like, that was basically their mantra, was let's practice it as much as we can throughout the season. So come finals time, we can do it. Last quarter comebacks. Like, against anyone else in the AFL, anyone else in the top 8, we would have won. So, yeah, it happens.
It happens. Charles, gents, I'm ranked 532 and I need a pod. I have 7 trades. I have 9 primo mids, and I'm thinking of losing one of them because they are imposters, or as I like to call them, frauds. Either Dawson or Steele, who stole some of my rankings.
It's an interesting one because Adelaide have a few teams coming up that are going to be tagging. And it turns out, are they going to tag a Rankin or are they going to tag a Dawson? Is really going to be the big difference there. I think Steele's a bit of a fraud, and offload him if you can. And it's the perfect time to do it because he's got the bye. That's kind of my opinion on that at the moment. But yeah, anyone else is. There's going to be people that are stuck with Jack Steele in their team, similar to Joe, who's got Tom Green in his team. And you could end up being up a huge amount of points on these players. So at some point, it's worth doing it.
At some point. Or you can go really potty and get this guy. Freaking Judas Danaher. He could be a potential one. He's a pod. He's a pod. Look at that scoring. Danaher. Look at the roll. It's a great roll. Great scoring. I like it. Freddie, is LDU playing? Mate, he's passed the fitness test. Get around him.
He should be playing.
Oh, Velo's been kissed. Velo's been kissed with a leer in his team. Well done. Of course you have. Lizard Man. Sam Taylor was so scared of playing on Amati, aka Lockett 2.0. Wait, how many Lockett 2.0s have we had? We had Waterman to start the season. Now we've got Amati. Bro, so he's Lockett 3.0 now.
Yep.
Yeah. Kai, I saved all my previews and midweek trade videos until after the tribunal because I didn't want to think about the Butters scenario.
Well, that's the problem, right? It similar to team sheets coming out. You just don't know what's going to happen. Like you pick a player and then they don't get played. There's quite a few players. I know Zach Butters. A lot of us would have been in trouble if he ended up missing out due to the tribunal. And yeah, no one's picking Charlie Dixon, but there's a few others that have come up over recent times as well.
Oh, Jen as well. Thank you so much, Jen, for getting in on the action. Up the Pies, comeback Kings. Oh no, we are being raided by the Collingwood supporters here today. They are out in.
As long as they give us some money, we're fine.
I should get you to read some of these, man. I should get you to read some of these.
I'm not talking about like North Melbourne losing.
Oh, Charles King.
There you go, Charles. Thank you very much.
King Charles. Gents, here are some pastizzis coming your way from the Maltese Falcons. Thanks for your help this year. Anytime, Charles. Anytime. You don't have to pay us money for us to help you, honestly. Like
I could go
we love helping you guys.
You chuck it in the air fryer, Joe, for like 10 minutes, done. It's not too bad there.
Very nice. Thank you guys so much. You guys are superstars, honestly. Much love to all of you. Freddie, what are your thoughts on Nando? Oh, Nando, yes.
Who's
Noah.
Nando?
Noah Anderson is Nando.
I really don't want him. I think there's something going on at the Gold Coast, and I think they're going to push really hard for finals, which could see him doing really well. I just think it's really hard to pick which one at the moment is going to go really big. And one will go big one week and one will go big the other week. And that totally just means that you're going to end up missing out on scoring. Like you'd rather come in and pick someone who's a consistent scorer every week and going to be scoring you good enough points versus a 150 and then a 70. The guy's not a key defender. It's basically turned into you pick Sam Flanders. If you're really worried, if you were lucky before you got Matt Rowell in your team, probably avoid Tuke Miller and then even worse, a Noah Anderson as well. So, yeah, people will pick him. I don't think he's super expensive, but he's not expensive because he's not that great. Canelio's not playing this week either, so I don't know how that works for Tom Green. I think Tom Green's going to be in a bit of trouble.
He's cost 547,000, and the reason why he's not expensive is because he is the biggest roller coaster I have seen. What is this? He'll go 155, then drop to 50, then back up to 151, then a 92, then a 70, and then jump up to 149, then drops to 55, then drops up to 150 again. Like, what's up with these 50 to 60 point swings on a weekly basis? It is ridiculous. It is quite frightening. It must be a lot of fun. Like you could walk into a round and like toss a coin and just let fate decide. Is Noah Anderson gonna win me the weekly this week, or is he gonna cost me the weekly this week? So look, if you want to have some fun and you want to lock yourself in with the magic trio of Rao, Tuke, and Noah Anderson, that might be really interesting. And then you'll always have the one who pops off. Some people believe in Noah Anderson as, I'm pretty sure
they could have a really bad game like they've had a couple of times this year, and then just like none of them pop off, and it's Wits on a 130, and then the rest have 70.
Exactly,
that's definitely happened.
There's progression every year. There's a slight bump. So he's bumped up 7, then bumped up 17, then he bumped up 4, then he's bumped up 4 again. Some constant progression is good. Yep. We like it.
Yep, definitely.
I don't mind him. What's his run home like? Let's have a look.
I think they do okay. I think they play North Melbourne again and a few other teams.
Inside mid.
Yeah.
Where are the Gold Coast Suns? Gold Coast Suns. Oh, it's fairly neutral. It's neutral. Not positive or negative. We've got Freo, Collingwood, North, Port, Giants, Brisbane,
You forget
West
how
Coast.
good a North Melbourne is these days, Joe. I don't think the team's actually like worse than the ladder anymore.
No.
Obviously per ladder we are, but like pretty dominant midfield. Our defense is going to get bolstered with a couple of new players coming back, and we'll see what happens.
Hoops, how's it going, Hoops? Joe, I think I'll have to wait 3 weeks to get my final premium for Richards to rise in price so I can swing Zorko forward and get some mid in thoughts. Or should I just get a McKay or Curnow as a forward?
It depends, Hoops. Really depends on who you're going to get. If you're going to go for a Rankin, maybe. But it really just comes down to how many games is Rankin going to get tagged. He's probably the one that you don't have. Looking at my forward line, I've got Flanders, Heaney, Moore, Zorko, and then who else do I have? Sorry, Moore, Fisher as well. So Rankin would be the one who's left out of what you would think would be the top 8 there. But Rankin's got a lot of tags coming up, man. That's the problem. I think he's saying yes. So Hoops, if you've got Rankin, who is the one that you are looking at getting in outside of the 2 Carlton boys that you've named? That's probably the big thing.
I like the Carlton boys. I like the Carlton boys. Personally, I like the I don't want you to go, Hoops, I don't want you to go into next week where people are fielding 22 premiums and you're only fielding 21. I don't want you to be left behind. I don't want you to be left behind for 2 weeks, one premium less than others, just so that you can get in a third person. Just get a forward. Just get one of the Carlton boys, and I think you should be right. All right, I think we're now out of time. It's 6:20. Let's have a refresh.
Oh yeah,
and let's see.
I forgot about team sheets. I got too excited answering all the questions, Joe. I'm like,
we forgot about the teams.
What's a team sheet, mate?
Honestly, what has Orazio Fantasia done to warrant a selection against? Seriously, this guy.
They got to justify. They got to justify his cash. That's the big
Carlton
thing.
fans, can you please tell me why Orazio keeps getting a gig? I can't see the reason personally. Neil dropped. Stanley's injured. Tanner Bruin injured. So for all of you owners of Jai Clark, rejoice. He gets to celebrate and play even more. Danger is back this week. Get around him. Ollie Henry's in and Zach Tui. These are some pretty good ins. Some really good ins for the Cats this week. Are there any chance of beating the Blues?
It's a tough one. Both coming off post-bye. I mean, everyone's a chance. That's ultimately what it comes down to, but it's going to be tough.
I'm going to say Carlton by 7 points.
Okay.
That's my tip for this week. And yes, there's no Sean Manor. So Chris Scott is officially a flog. I mean, we already knew that, but no Sean Manor this week. So RIP. Sorry, Jonas. I know you own him. But Razio's back. Congratulations, Carlton fans. All right. Let's go. Port Adelaide hosting the Lions. Shadow Brain in for Answorth. That's fine. Logan Evans is new. Will he play? Probably not.
Probably not.
Where's he
Unless
named?
his name's already.
Wait.
Where is Logan Evans named? Halfback. Logan Evans.
He's playing.
I don't even know who Logan Evans is.
Who this be? New number. Who this?
176. Oh, no. 102K defender. Was he mid-season draftee? Let's check.
Logan Evans. Sweet in for Soldo.
Yeah, mid-season draftee by Port Adelaide. Versatile defender, Logan Evans. Ooh. could end up being a half decent pick for us. I don't know
Could
how
be a
he's going to go.
half-decent pick.
What was averaging 15 disposals and 5 marks in the Sandful. Yeah.
That's not great. That's
I
not
don't know.
great. And
But
the
if he's named
Sandford-
on field, like who's he taken? He's taken Dylan Williams a spot off halfback.
not too
That's the
bad.
big thing. So, yeah.
I love it. They dropped the Francis Evans and brought in a Logan Evans.
There you go.
Are they related somehow? Sweet in for Soldo, get wrecked. Finlayson is in for probably Francis Evans.
You know who isn't named. I know who was out. Burton, number 3.
Yeah, Burton's still out.
So hello, Dan Houston.
Come on,
Dan Houston VC. Here we go.
Playing at home, Adelaide Oval. Get around him.
There you go.
And Willie Rioli comes in for Quinton Narkle. So I'm going to go with Port Adelaide in this one.
Actually, yeah, we should do our tips while we're here. Let me pull up my tips and we'll do our tips.
That's literally what I asked you in the previous game. Who you tipping?
Sorry,
basically.
I was distracted by looking up Evans.
Yeah, so I'm tipping Port for this one.
I think so as well.
A lot.
Actually, I'm going to tip Brisbane. I think Brisbane's better.
Ooh. Not bad.
Port at home are good, but I think Brisbane just have the better makeup at the moment. I don't think, Port's not that great.
Port is not that great. You heard it here first, folks. All right. We go to Giants hosting the Swans. Oh, Roberts has been dropped for Cleary. All right. Another debutant coming in.
Is he mid-season draftee?
I'm not sure. Lockie Ash is in. Replaces Taylor. Nick Haynes out.
No, he's not.
Replaced by Peatling. And Cadman's been dropped for Grozowski. I'm still going to go with the Swans regardless. No Kelly. Actually, there is Kelly. Kelly is here, but there's no Cogs, so Cogs is still not bad.
Yes. Yeah, Cogs wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Kai is saying he... Sorry. Yeah, Kai's saying he Cleary... academy player, but averaging like 30 touches each week. So if you want a downgrade option, he might be okay.
Where is he? Cleary? Who? Where?
Yeah,
why?
117K. Mid only though. That's the only problem.
Mid only. Too much money. I need someone cheap, man. I need cheap. I'm in stripe. I need a Springvale shot. Oh, Jen Rogers has been named. Oh, mate, we've been spoiled a little bit. We've been
a bit late, Joe.
Been spoiled a little bit here, but look, it's fine. Well, congratulations. Should I pick up? We'll get to that question later. I'm still going with the Swans.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Swans are too hard to beat, man. Swans too good.
Good. No McKay this week. Good.
Yep. And no Biggie Newen, which is not good. If you look at the fullback line, I think we're in a bit of trouble this week because Toby Pink is named in the back line. Big J's not happy. I don't know how much it's going to affect it, but it's not great.
Who cares, man? Who cares about this? We know the team sheets don't really matter. Petrarca injured, RIP. Billings is dropped. What a fraud. Laurie's been dropped. I know a lot of people are looking at getting Billy Laurie in this week, a 111K rookie. Get lost. You're not going to do that anymore.
Yeah.
Tomlinson, Tholstrup. Tholstrup will have a role to play in that midfield, I reckon, this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think so as well. And even Kynan Brown, I think if you're looking for a one-off player, North Melbourne do not do well against small forwards. I can see this kid coming in and just kicking like 3 or 4 goals and not... Like Jackson Archer's the only one in that back line, I think, that can really stop him. And the rest of them are going to be trying to cover your Fritches and all those other players. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun time for those players. I really want to pick North Melbourne, but my brain says do not do it.
You've dropped Jaden Stevenson. You're instantly a much better team now.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're You're finally going to be playing with an extra player again. He's been useless.
Yeah. Harry Sheasel's now named in the backline again, which is hilarious. Every second week. Jai Simpkins back, which is going to make things a bit easier for us. So, yeah, not too bad. Will Dawson's still out? Yeah, Will Dawson's out for a while, mate. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Melbourne on this one.
Yeah, I love North Melbourne. I hate picking against us, but I want to win the footy tips at work, so I've got to pick the team I actually think is going to win.
Fair enough. Oh, you'll love to see it. This is extended, though. It's extended. It's Sunday, but you'll love to see it. Redmond, Dersma, Draper, and Caddy. Oh, that warms me up. That warms me up a lot. These are great ins. Elijah, I want the club to not make him sub anymore. No sub. Yeah. Just let him play out the whole season in the VFL. Let him just have a solid stint in the VFL. No need to bring him in to play as a winger. That's not his role. That's not what he does. He is a clearance winning mid, inside, outside. He is not a winger. Don't ruin him. Let him out. Yep. Just keep him out. These boys, bring him in. Bring him in. I love it. Great trade. Great ins. I don't know who gets dropped, but Nate Caddy, get in. I want Caddy in. I want Draper in. I want Dersma in. And I want Redmond in. I want all of them in. All of them. Hunt, he's a good in. Allen's a great in. Brockman and Rotham. Sheed's been injured. Yeah, Oscar, I reckon Oscar comes in and plays straight away.
Yeah, which is the issue with myself picking Hutchinson. I've heard that's what it's going to be like. Allen comes in, Hutchinson makes way. Hopefully he doesn't. But that's what I've heard. And it's not like Hutchinson kicked 8 on the weekend against North either. So, yeah, it could end up being a bit devastated there.
Yep. So, to my boys to win this game?
Yeah, of course.
But, where's the rest? Is that it? Are those all the games?
Freo versus Gold Coast is at the bottom.
I had to refresh. There we go. Again, it's Sunday. So, extended. Oh, Banking injured.
Yep. I think he went off for scans again. So they were talking about it this week on the radio about how much trouble the King brothers have had. Both of them have had, I think, ACLs. Both of them have like shoulders, both injuries all the time. I wonder if it's a bit of a mix of rushing the players too early. Like, cool, your first round draft pick, you got to play really quick. And a few other factors there as well. So maybe you see them get traded at some point. That we've talked about essays and that Gold Coast team. That's a bit of an essay at the moment, isn't it? The big makeup from the Gold Coast team is if you look at the fullback, Will Powell's in and Sexton is already gone. Like, Sexton probably plays off the bench. I think their bench is probably going to be Swallow, Graham, Sexton, and Bellard, potentially. I don't know who plays forward in that mix. With probably a Davies as sub. But yeah, Sexton's already relegated. Maybe Sexton just goes play forward again. See you later, you know. So offload him if you can, because you're going to struggle.
Yeah. And Jake Rogers, as Jen was saying, Jake Rogers is on the field. So he's back.
And Carl Warner's already been swapped out for Chapman. So I know a few people were considering bringing him in this week as a playing player. He's already been subbed out as well. So, yeah, it's not great.
It's not confirmed, obviously, because Hayden Young is also on here. But, it's you'd expect most of these. I mean, it's probably Aish, Young, Emmett, and Erasmus? Or Sturt? I don't know.
Who bench? So, are we talking about bench? So it's probably like extended bench, you mean, for Freo?
Yeah.
Well,
so I reckon Emmett plays.
Hayden Young has to play.
Yeah, of course.
Amira probably plays. I think Amira's been sub quite a lot, so he's probably the sub. You would think Emmett. You would think Emmett and potentially Carl Warner. It's either Warner or Wagner. One of those two, I think. Maybe Wagner had a good VFL. There you go. So Damo's saying here, Warner,
Damo!
Emmett, and then probably Wagner is sub. Oh, and Hayden Young, of course. If
Hey,
Hayden
Damo,
Young's-
how's it going, man? If you guys haven't, you got to subscribe. You got to check out the Footy Mailbag. They do some incredible stuff over there. Him and Clarkey.
Are we picking
so you
Freo?
gotta. Sorry?
I'm picking Freo.
Yeah, likewise. I'm tipping Freo at home. Freo at home. Gold Coast away from home of frauds. I know here you're asking me. What was it here? Oops. Kelly, Setters, Laverty, and Wright out. I don't think. Look, if we're going to keep Goldie in there and Goldie and Draper play, then a tall has to go. Is it going to be right? Look, I don't think.
No,
I
there's
don't
no
think
chance.
Brad Scott is going to drop Peter Wright.
There's no chance.
Yeah,
There's no chance. Wright doesn't.
Yeah, Lav. Look, in the end, Caddy might not play. To be honest, like he's just in as an extended over here. So Caddy might not play. I think the final ins might be Redmond in for Kelly potentially, Dersma in for Setters, and Draper in for who's Draper coming in for? Not for Cox. Cox has been playing well. It might be Lav. I don't know. It might be Lav. I want Caddy to play, but I just can't see Brad Scott bringing it. I can't see Brad Scott dropping 2 meter Peter. If he drops 2 meter Peter, then that is unreal. Then that would be ridiculously awesome. I'd love it. I'd love if that happens, but I want him. I want Caddy as well, man. Oi, JG, how's it going, JG? Mate, guys, head on over, subscribe to Supercoach Hub. Honestly, these guys do an incredible amount of work.
I
out.
have a question for everyone. Are we picking McKay or are we picking Curnow? Because I've heard talk for both, and I need everyone's opinion. That's my question this week.
I think Desmond, Redmond, and Draper.
All right, then.
Kelly, Menzies, and Jones. Sub may behind. Setterfield is important. He is, but look, I think Kelly has to go because if Kelly is not playing as a defender, he's not a winger and he's not a forward. So Kelly has to go if we get Redmond back. Dersman's going to play on a wing. Is it Menzies that goes out for him on the wing? Potentially. Jones is the one to go out of the side before 2 meter Peter for sure. I don't mind those suggestions there, JG. I don't mind them at all. Good stuff. Hold Your Ghost likes Curnow. Damo likes Curnow. Hoops likes Curnow.
Can you guys explain? Can you let me know why? Like why? I understand like Curnow's a good player. But why Curnow? Like in my head, I'll tell you my reasoning. In my head, I see McKay as being the guy that will kick goals, but then also gets extra points from the rucking. So, am I incorrect in thinking like that's the right reasoning to have, or like should I have picked? Should I go McKay instead? So yeah, like I look at McKay. There you go. If Harry keeps R2, like that's the way my brain works. Like the ruck is better. Yeah.
I love this, Sean. ¿Por qué no los dos?
Oh, why not?
¿Por qué no los dos? We have the both of them. Why not both? He will score many more goals than McKay. Curnow has the scoring history too. McKay started so strongly, but look at his scores more recently, even with Pitto out. McKay because of Ruck. Curnow, as he can swing into defense and take marks into the game if needed.
Yeah.
McKay also gets goal assists. McKay for me. I like McKay if he's rucking too, but Pitone is available and they like playing him against strong ruck setups. I can see Pitto coming in for the matchups against the brute ruck types. Curnow, 2+ goals in all games this season. His floor has been raised a bit, with lately being thrown back for parts of games to stop the flood.
Okay, well that's good reasoning.
And Lizard says, I like the look of Caden Cleary. So hopefully that helps your decision-making ability there, Jez.
I've currently got Evans. I brought Evans in as a cheap option. But if we look at my current team, it's not fantastic, but it's doable. Let me see. What's it looking like? Sorry.
Look, I've read a lot, and I've also gone Curnow this week. If it helps you,
so this is my current team at the moment. I currently have gone Green, Garcia, Steele out for Ridley, Evans, and McKay in, banking 120k. I think I have a full team. If I quickly look. So Zorko goes to the midfield. I wonder if I can even facilitate.
No, it's not a full team. You're missing a premium somewhere.
Yeah, I'm missing one midfielder.
LDU.
Well, that's it. I've got 120k plus Sullivan and Harrison next week, so I think I can afford him. Hopefully.
Very nice.
Yeah,
you'll love to see it.
I think that's how it works. But I do have Nick Martin in the midfield, which will probably end up being Nick Dacos in the midfield, just to make myself feel better about it. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm fiddling around with doing some stuff, keeping Tom Green, but at some point he has to score good, right? That's the big thing.
Yeah. Look, I've brought in Curnow this week. I know his break even is 100, but
I could just be cheeky and bring in Luke Jackson and just be like, stuff it.
Don't get Luke Jackson the fraud. Look, for me, I'm getting Charlie Curnow this week. His break even is 100, but he's got such a great run to come. Maybe it's McKay this week, because if we look at the team sheets again, who's lining up as Geelong's ruckman this week? With Stanley out. Oh, Mark Blixarves is still in. Okay.
Yeah.
Blixarves is a tough matchup. And I'm hoping, so I've got McKay in, so I've got Curnow in this week. And I'm hoping that McKay doesn't go crazy. So McKay has a break even of 81 this week. McKay has a break even of 81. And he's projected to go 67. If he scores around 67, then he'll drop a bit of money, about 6k. And depending on how Bruce Revel goes, I might just be able to afford Breville to McKay. And that would be the ideal scenario, would be to do that. But there is no second ruckman. Yeah, and then could end up with both. But the problem is, I'm not sure he will do that. Because if you look at Geelong, they've got Blixarves, right? And then with Stanley out of the team, is Conway in? No, there's no Conway. Who's going to be the second ruckman for Geelong?
Like a Hawkins has rucked before, right?
Yeah, in the forward line. Only
no, but I mean, like, I think he's done. I think he's done replace. I think looking at this team, the way that they're going, they're probably going to say to Blixarves, "Hey, you have to play bulk minutes this week." Like almost every stoppage you're going to play, and then either a DeConning or someone else in the back line, and then Tom Hawkins in the forward line. Like that's probably just the makeup that it's going to be.
But the thing is, if it's going to be like a makeshift, like a DeConning, for example, I don't know, someone makeshift in the ruck, then for the times where McKay is rucking, then he could do really well against that second ruck potentially. And Geelong are really bad at conceding points to inside mids. So it's possible that McKay could do really well this week, playing higher up the ground and getting involved with hit-outs and things like that against the second ruck. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see. Yeah, I think so as well, Velo. I wouldn't want both. You wouldn't want both McKay and Curnow.
I'll be back 1 second.
Hawkins has not entered the CMP. That's what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like Hawkins' ruck contests are exclusively in the forward 50, where he'll try to push the other ruckman out and snap a goal. So yeah, I wasn't entirely sure where Big J was getting that impression from. Think I might grab Cleary over Al-Hali this week, but I'll lose the defensive mid loop in the mids. How concerned are we about Parker's suspension nearly done and Mills not far off? I think they're big concerns, JG. I think they're big concerns. I mean, why would you not have Parker back, experienced head, leader of the club, and Callum Mills is a co-captain over there. So I imagine those two would come in. I think Cleary's job security would absolutely have a big question mark over him. Merritt and McKay or Walsh and Curnow? Merritt and McKay. Or Walsh and Curnow. Walsh and Curnow. Carlton's run is an easier one. But Merritt is Merritt, bro. Even if you tag him, he can still go 120. Go Merritt and McKay, I reckon. Just do that and have a good time with it. Let me just scroll up, and there's a bunch of comments here that I didn't get to read because we started to jump onto the team. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Mark. Hey guys, declining thanks. I not butt him in against us, but the buy. What a mistake. Available for a tip this week, guys. Still stinking strong for SN top 3. Yeah, I agree. Bombers should win this week and go top 3. DeConning is unreal when he's single by himself. The question is, Pitane could come back some weeks, which will impact his scoring. LDU will get the Alex Neil Bullen tag for sure. We'll see.
I hope so, because I can get him cheap next week.
G'day, lads. Fraser, Sullivan, Harrison out. Jackson, Brown, Hutchinson in, or another one at 4 premium, 6 trades, 140k. Oh, unreal, Thomas. I don't like Jackson, though. I don't like Jackson. He's a fraud.
Yeah, Joe doesn't like him.
Big J scared to reveal his face. Look at him. What? He's right here now. He's here now.
Nah, I just don't like driving.
This was when you were still in the car. Bob the Builder, should I pick up LDU this week or Ridley?
Look, I would probably get Ridley. I think LDU's break-even's a little bit worse, and I think that, I think Ridley's probably a better pick. That's who I would pick.
Yep. G'day, Jen. How's it going? Who wins tomorrow night? I've got Carlton by 11, but I'll definitely change my tip to Geelong 2 minutes before the game starts.
That's how it always works.
I'm tipping the Blues. Hoops, I wanted to leave a comment for both of you, and I knew a bit of banter over that loss was too irresistible, but I feel bad kicking a dude when his side is already that bad. Sorry, Big J.
That's fine. I don't care. Like, legitimately, right? North Melbourne has been fantastic. North Melbourne should have won, but as I said before, against any other team in the AFL, we have you. Like, any other team that hasn't exclusively practiced last year coming back from like 3 quarters down, being behind. Regardless of, no Pendlebury and no other players, like you still have the good quality players in the team. And people say dodgy umpire calls. Probably was a little bit of dodgy umpire calls mixed in there. So, it is what it is.
Probably. Definitely. Is Curnow worth bringing in this week? Yes.
Potentially.
Are there any rookies on the bubble? Not that I'm aware of. I don't think there are any other rookies on the bubble. If I go to break even, Warner's probably been dropped. There's Sam Day, 153k.
Don't do it.
Don't do that. Kruger and Dowling would have been if not for the bye.
Actually, I don't mind Sam Day. If there's no King, chuck Sam Day in your team. Be
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't tell people to get same day. Come on, man.
Why not? I need to win Super.
Ryan Threlfall. G'day, Ryan. Cozzy Pickett coming in this week. Big 130 plus sugar hit against Toulouse.
Nice. Nice.
We'll
I love it.
Big Maxi VC this week. I've had crap VC the last 3 rounds. Come on, big man.
I would
It's possible.
not. I would not. If Joe can pull up DFS, I would not. Cherry has been fantastic against. Cherry has been fantastic against opposition rucks, and North Melbourne I don't think gives up a lot of points to opposition rucks. Like for all that the hate on the stats and things like that, I think it's not that bad.
North Melbourne, tough matchup.
Yeah, I wouldn't be thinking, hey, like Maxcom will probably be okay, but he's not like a bonkers. Hey, it's Maxcom versus Conway, back like Ruck line.
Gents, I'm a Lion supporter, and the Breville has become a cult hero up here in Bris Vegas. I say he holds his place all year and will be a good backup. If I could keep him, I probably would, but maybe, just maybe, if McKercher's named next week, I have enough money to potentially trade McAuliffe out, bring Breville into the midfield, send Fisher into the forward line, and then get McKercher as a D6.
Yeah, and then is that your team
and
done?
That way, and yeah, that will be done, and then I get to keep Breville as cover in the mids and between mids and forward lines. So
yeah,
I think that's what I might end up doing. If Breville's going to hold and continue to be decent cover, and if McKercher's name next week, then I think I might just trade McAuliffe out to him and get him, and then have a finished team with 2 trades left. Velo, better to play Kobe in seniors over second. What's the point risking him in the seconds? They're going to risk him in the seconds.
It's load management, right? Like this guy's coming off a major injury. He hasn't played for like 5 weeks. Why would you rush him back into the senior team when at least they want to compete? Like maybe not win, but at least when they want to compete, versus being able to manage his loads and being like, cool, okay, now you can take it before we throw you in there. Like there's no point to rush him. It's not. Let's look at a team. It's not Goulden or Warner missing out from Sydney, and it's crunch time before whoever makes the top 8. Like you take the load and you go from there.
Yep.
I reckon. Let me just quickly check how many games has McKercher played. And this is my prediction, right, for the rest of the season. Let me just quickly check. So, okay.
Hi, Rowena. How's it going? Thanks for watching. He's a very good boy, Big J. He's a very good boy. Sparrow, I reckon, gets the mid-time alongside Pickett and not Salem.
Yeah, maybe. Is Howe's name this week? I didn't see it.
What?
Howe's from Melbourne.
Howe's from Melbourne. He's
Blake Howes. Is Blake Howes named? Because that was my prediction that Howes is going to play.
Yes, he's here. Howes is here.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So Salem probably moves a little bit further up, I reckon. But I mean, Sparrow's been named follower, so maybe Kai's probably right.
Yeah, Kai's on the money, mate. Kai knows his footy. G'day, Cheese. How's it going, man? Pies are in massive trouble. We'll see about that. Definitely don't want Salem in the midfield for us. We need speed in there. Also need to start putting some youth in there. And with Petrarca out now, it's the perfect time.
Yep.
Wilson
and
has
versus
to get
a team that's further down the ladder that probably is not going to compete too hard. So, yeah.
G'day, hey, how's it going, man? Ridley or Houston this week?
Let me check. Houston
Rids.
is 574. Yeah, I'd pick Ridley. I think
Rids. G'day, Jonas. How's it going, man?
What's up, Jonas?
Ricky Lowell, El Zorro, lots of debutants and under 3 games players this
Well,
week. Yep, that's true.
Like it doesn't matter too much as long as they look half decent and there's potential for them to play in the team. It's okay to bring them in. Like it's post buys now, well, close enough to post buys that you're just looking for coverage this week, really.
Yeah, exactly. Fantasia sucks. It's a disgrace. He's cooked.
Carlton's
You Vossi. Why give that dud Fantasia again? I hate Fantasia. He is useless. I'm sorry, Habibi. I'm sorry, bro. It's terrible. G'day, Ange. How's it going? Pointy end now. Jeez, what's wrong with the comment? Come on. Why is the comment not picking up? Coming up.
It popped up on mine.
I rage traded Butters, but ended up somehow getting Zorko and Ridley out of it. Thank you. Butters sharp, Fraser out. I don't want to reverse. Am I nuts?
No.
So you traded out Butters to get Zorko and Ridley.
Depends on how many spots you got left. But no, I think you're okay. I think you're fine. Yeah, if it gives you 2 players, why not?
Yep. I got Flanders, not going to spoil it, Joe, but one young Essendon is me. Yeah. Kane. Very as is. I hope my excitement lived up to your expectations. Hoops. Hoping Turner is sub as he's a great swing man and he can play defense and forward.
Sure.
No Hardiman still for Josh.
Okay. Yeah.
Collins,
Pickett. No Hardimans.
Collins, Pickett, or Simkin. Oh, jeez. What are these selections, Kai? Can I say none of them?
I would say none. I think there's a lot of talk about Elijah Hollands from Carlton, though. Like, I think that's the Hollands. There's a lot of talk about Hollands kind of getting more CBAs in the scoring. I think there's been a 111 and like a 90, I think, in the 2 weeks that he's had like 30, 40 plus CBAs, but it's a tricky one, man. I personally wouldn't do it.
Sorry. G-Bags. Hey, fellas, looking at finishing my midfield this week. Have brought in Merritt, but will consider other options in that 550, 600K range. I'd also love some VC options this week. That's right. We didn't talk about any VCs and Cs.
We'll do that now.
All right.
Jack,
so
Salem
I like
is an
Merritt.
okay D6. Salem's an okay D6.
Yeah.
I like Salem.
Salem is good.
Yeah.
All right. Geelong give up a lot of points to inside mids.
Well, yeah, and Tanner Bruin's not playing.
Exactly. And there's no Tanner Bruin as well. So if you got any of Walsh or Cripps, then they could be great. Geelong are the worst. So you can absolutely go with either of those guys. In relation to key forwards, Geelong, they are a favourable matchup, but not the best. So you could go with, if you're looking for a sneaky, real big upside with any of the Curnow or McKay, but I probably wouldn't go there myself.
You know who I would pick? If you had a TDK, this is the week to get TDK. Like, Geelong versus Ruck, boy, oh boy, a lot of points. TDK,
Correct.
let's make it happen.
Yeah, there's no pits in it, so get around him. Port versus Brisbane. There's no Burton.
I really like Dan Houston for this matchup. I think he's going to be the VC this week.
Now, Brisbane, where's Bris Vegas? Down here. So look, they're pretty negating against halfbacks, but this is Houston at home with no Burton. Different story, different kettle of fish entirely. How did Brisbane do against inside mids?
Or if you've got Oscar McInerney, holy moly.
Don't go Butters. That's pretty tough. Why if you have Oscar? Yeah. Oscar McInerney, get around him.
Considering they're playing Vicentini this week because Soldo's out, and I don't think is Sweet named. Let me just quickly check.
No, Sweet is in. Okay,
of course. It's not terrible, but it's not the best.
No.
Would you go Zorko? Would you go Zorko if you only had Zorko?
Would you go Zorko? Nah, Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide. Bit of a restrictive matchup. I probably wouldn't do it myself.
Okay.
We then move to. Oh wait, how did the inside mids do against Port? Again, pretty restrictive. So if you've got Neil or Dunkley, probably wouldn't go them either. Giants v Swans. If you have Brody Grundy, easy VC. Just go VC Grundy, and you love life.
Grundy has had the best run, like in the last 3 weeks. Like if you had picked up post by Grundy, not bad.
Yep, good size. Giants are still pretty good. The last 5 games of negating inside mids, so probably no Warner or Heaney. Oh. Again, restrictive against general forwards as well. What do they like against wingers? Wingers, they do concede. So if you have
Goulden,
so if you have what's his face, Goulden, then he could be pretty good this week.
People are saying you read GWS are the most restrictive. People are saying you read Gold Coast.
All right, guys, this is where you gotta be able to watch the games and remember. So look at Briggs. Who has Briggs played in the last 5? This is the single most deceptive 5-week average in the history of the game. Look at the last 5. Who has he played? He's played, so last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So he played against Goldie in this game. Goldie scored 90 points, I'm pretty sure. Goldie, at 36 years of age, scored, where is he? 95. Todd Goldstein almost turned up on Briggs, and Briggs himself only scored an 83. All right. Then the following week against the Dogs. Okay, he played against English. English himself isn't a great tap ruckman. What did English score that game? 91. English has been hit or miss. Runs around like a headless chicken. Then who's he played against the Cats? Who did he play against the Cats? He played against Conway, who was on 76 and then got subbed out, I think, at 3/4 time. So Conway, nobody. Then he goes to the Hawks. Who does he play against in the Hawks? Who was their ruckman at the Hawks?
Ned Reeves. Ned
Reeves.
Lloyd Meek was out.
Ned Reeves, who only played 38% TOG. 38% TOG for Reeves because he got injured. So again, this is fake stats. He only scored 35. And then last week, who did he play? It was Port Adelaide. Who did Port have in the ruck? Port had... Where is he? Soldo.
Yeah,
Soldo. And Soldo's not the best ruckman either. So he had an absolute shocker. So this restricted 5 games, don't buy into it. It is absolutely Grundy week this week. If you read the DFS and you just simply go off that, you're going to miss out on a massive Grundy score. Believe me. Yes, Jen. Grundy is going massive. Well done, Jen. You got to go. If you have Grundy, chuck the VC on him. You will not go wrong.
Grundy, the super pod.
You will not go wrong.
This
5-round average is a fugazi. It's a woozy. It's not even real. Briggs is a fraud. You can do it. All right. Melbourne versus North. Who are we thinking about for Melbourne and North? People own what's his face?
Look, I think LDU is going to be okay. I don't think it's going to be terrible. A lot of people got a Fisher, or a Sheasel could be a good pick, depending on what's happening with the backline this week. Yeah, that's probably the big ones, I think, that a lot of people
I like those two. Absolutely.
North don't give up a lot of points, and Oliver could be a really sneaky pick if you've got like a VC left over. I feel like Oliver might go big. We'll see. But that's what my heart says.
So any of the North Melbourne boys could do all right in this game.
There's just not that many really good options, really.
North Melbourne, where is he?
Like Northard. Yeah, Tristan Cherry's a beast, man. Like as much as how shit North Melbourne are, like Cherry's not terrible at this game.
No, Cherry's a freaking beast. Essendon versus West Coast. If you have Zach Merritt, Zach loves to play against the Eagles.
And I don't think they're tagging, right? Like no Dom Sheed. Is Jimby playing? Jimby's playing, so maybe there's a run with roll.
Yeah, but if Jimby tags, Jimby has a Jimby multiplier. He actually gives opposition more points when he's tagging. So we want to see Jimby tag them to tag Merritt. That would be really good. Freo and Gold Coast. Oh, Gold Coast. What did Gold Coast do against? Gold Coast are restrictive, but they don't even care. Luke Ryan doesn't care. He'll just still cheapy it up in the back line. Inside mids. Freo concede to inside mids. So if you have any of the Gold Coast boys, they can do pretty good. In the midfield.
People are saying in the chat, can you hover over the peoples? It's got like the people, and I think if you click on it, and it will actually show you like which players scored big, what their scores.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. I like it. This goes not every round, just from round 10 to round 13. It shows all the fantasy points. Very nice. I like this. I like this feature. Thank you very much. But yes, in this game, if you have any of the Gold Coast mids, they could do all right. And it's hard to go past Luke Ryan. Always as a pretty safe option. Ruck. GWS. Last three have been ridiculous. So this is Mickey Mouse. This is Mickey Mouse in Briggs's favor. So don't buy into this. He's going to get torched by Grundy. He is my number one VC option for me. If you have Grundy, VC. I wish I had Grundy. I wish I had Grundy over this fraud English. I'd be so happy if I had Grundy still. Trading Grundy to Marshall will forever haunt me. That marshmallow will forever haunt me. So yeah, if you've got Grundy, go Grundy. Believe me, he is safe as houses, and I reckon Merritt is a great option for your captain. I'm going to probably be doing LDU into Merritt. Is my plan this week.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Houston into potentially Merritt is probably my pick. I think I'm going to go Houston on Saturday.
Yep.
There you go. Jack's saying, guys, post in the chat who are you guys going to go. Jack is saying Walsh into Flanders. Let us know down in the comments, in the chat, in the stream, who are you guys picking. And smash that like button if you haven't already. Tell your friends, sub to the channel. It's been a good one.
Yep, exactly. 80% top 5% have Sarong. And this week, I finally joined that club. However, are we concerned he's carrying a niggle? 91, 102, and 96, his last three scores. He's also vomiting. He's also doing a lot of vomiting, trying to get from stoppage to stoppage. So,
hey, I'd be vomiting if I played for that club.
Yeah, I know. But, he's had a bye. The first week back from a bye tends to be a little bit of struggle town. I reckon he'll be fine. His time on ground's still pretty good. His disposal efficiency is a bit down on usual. He's normally an 80, 71, 74, 77. When he went 91, he only had a 56%. Yeah, he'll be all right. He'll be all right, JG. He's a good boy. He's got engaged or married, whatever it is. He's up and about. He'll be fine.
That's how it works, Joe, is it? Get married.
That's how it works.
Jumping around there.
When you get married, bro, you get happy. Weren't you happy when you got married?
Yeah, no, that's true. I was happy.
Are you sure? It doesn't seem like you were.
No complaints.
It is what it is.
I'm considering bringing in Josh Dunkley this week. What do people think? I like the pick. I like the player. I don't think I can afford a Lockie Neal. And with Dunkley in my team, I have 40 odd K to finish my team next week. What does everyone think?
Who does Young do a defensive job on? Young will definitely do a defensive job on maybe Rao or Anderson.
I'm just off being able to afford a LDU and a other players.
Yeah. I'd keep Steele, Charles. Steele's got the run home. He's playing at Marvel every single week, basically, from here on out. His time on ground is decent still. He's tackling every week, and those are the markers that you need from him. So I reckon back the Man of Steel in for me. Grundy into Merritt. Beautiful, Kevin. Beautiful. That is optimal, in my opinion. Grundy, all that's needed. If they sub him off for smashing Briggs, then I'll see Ryan. Yeah, no, Grundy's for sure the VC. Yes, yeah. Charles, Grundy VC, Merritt C, perfect. Butters into Gorn seems safe.
Yeah. I don't know.
Sherry's a...
Brisbane, Berry has to go to someone. That's the big problem. Does Berry go to Butters? Probably.
Yep.
And that's where Butters is going to get another 76 again. So,
yeah, I agree. Shazel into Merritt. That could work. Mm-hmm. For sure. Going into Merritt. Yep, that's all right. Sexton, what are we doing? Oh, I already traded him out, Josh.
In the
pull out the banner. Pull it out.
Get in the bin, Sexton. That's it.
Sexton's in the bin, mate.
The bin.
Almost don't want to go strong to finish the year. Mate,
don't do it.
It's your team. Your call, bro. You can do what you want.
Don't do it.
Grundy into Merritt. Yes, Jen. I love it. Lol, never get married, eh, Big J?
I'm getting married twice, mate. That's it. Twice married. Twice married. Like, hey, I'm not complaining, but twice getting married. So, yeah.
I love it. That's it. I love it. Don't get Dunkley. He's been painful since Berry been tagging more CBAs. He's dropped off with less tackles as well. Yeah. I agree. Dunkley going down 20K next week. I'd wait a week. Wish I had the coin to get him. Fair enough. Compare Dunkley CBA this year to last year. Oh, people are right on it. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, man. I'm talking about my Dunkley. Yeah.
Your Dunkley?
Well, if I get him in, he's my Dunkley, isn't he?
Yeah, he's dropped a little bit.
So I'm wondering, it really did feel like when Ashcroft went out, Dunkley lost a bit of his role. Is that what it's going to be like again?
They're using Berry to tag these days now.
Yeah, but people are saying Berry's getting a lot more mid-time, which means Dunkley.
Yes.
Like, what's the difference? Why is Dunkley fallen off a bit of a cliff recently?
He was getting 80%, and now he's getting...
because Berry's taking the rest?
You have CBA. Because Berry...
You have the CBA listed.
AFL, centre bounce attendances.
Oh, centre bounce.
Anyone wants to lounge life by living unlimited. There you go. Fair plug. Brisbane. CBAs. Jared Berry
Yeah.
getting more CBAs. And
So Berry getting
Dunkley.
more CBAs as
Yeah. So he's jumped up almost 20%, and Dunkley's dropped almost 20%.
Yeah. And that's where he's going off because Lockie Neal really can't play anywhere else.
Yep. So Dunkley can get in the bin as well.
Thanks.
Yo, Hippo! How's it going, bro?
What's up, Hippo?
Curnow's locked in. Yeah, I've got Curnow this week as well, man. There seems to be a lot of people jumping on the Curnow train with the run home. If you haven't, guys, sub to Hippo Super Coach. Honestly, legend. Love this guy. Gorn into Ridley or Ryan. Look, Gorn could be fine. Ridley as a VC against West Coast should be pretty damn good, I reckon. I like that call, Velo. I like that call.
I'm going to get Curnow this week in the hope that I will be able to afford someone next week. So all I need is one midfielder. That's all I need.
McKay next week.
No. I got Frieja to sell. I got someone else to sell, and then I'm good.
When North played on the weekend, there would be any team in the AFL. Just had to sustain it for an entire game. Pipe only team. For sure.
And that's what I said, right? Like, the Pies are just the team to do it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Charlie
Livingston, Harry McKay, pinching in the Ruck or Curnow. Price matters because I need all the money I can get.
18.
Look, if you have to pick one, I think most people are leaning towards Curnow. If you have to only pick one. I was going to trade Sweet this week. Hold him or trade Sexton Richards instead. Yeah, trade Sexton out instead. With Rogers playing, I have 20 on field without doing any trades yet. Ooh, love it, Jen. Love it.
Nice work.
TDK into Merritt or Sheasel. Oh, yes, G-Bags. Very nice. Very nice. TDK with no Pitane. Very nice. Well done.
How does Freo do against halfback players? I'm looking at Sam Flanders seems to be the highest rated on field for me this week.
They concede. They concede. They're the third most conceding.
And St Kilda's not playing, and Melbourne loves Sheasel. So, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so for people doing Sheasel, it might be an idea for me to do Sheasel, but will Sheasel cop Neil Bullen? Because to me, Sheasel seems to be more of the Dacos type. And Neil Bullen went to Dacos. I don't think Neil Bullen is tagging inside mids like LDU. I personally haven't seen that happen. So for me, I'm going to VC LDU on that basis. And on that basis, we'll call it a night.
What a segue, Joe.
Almost an hour and 45. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed as much as we enjoyed streaming. Much love to all of you. Enjoy the footy this week. Make sure that you drop us a like. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell to not miss out on any of the videos and streams that we have going on a regular basis. Obviously, we're live Thursday at 5:30 as well as Mondays at 7:30. Yep. You're right, Maltesing. A shout out to Dane Swan. Not really for the speech, but just for the award of being of becoming to his elevated status. For him, a massive congratulations for him in his career. He's been a wonderful player, one of the best to play in the modern era. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one.
Guys, it's going to be a fun one. Good weekend. Get those captains in. Go North Melbourne. Hopefully you can almost win again. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Catch you on Monday, 7:30. Joe. Monday, 7:30.
Monday, 7:30.
Why, Joe? Why? Why Monday, 7:30?
Because here at the Centre Bounce, we do the hard work.
You guys don't have to.
Bye, guys.